Sorry children, there was a power cut, unfortunately. So again I am back. So here I was talking to you about the dxz. So let us say this is x and this is z. So here this is your dxz. We can say I'm very sorry, dxz. This one is, the shape is dxz. It is planar. You can see it lies on the plane. This is x-axis and z-axis. It lies between the x and the z. So hence three are planar. All the three you can see it lies on the plane. This is xy plane, this is yz plane, this is xz plane. Got it? So we got it. The three planar we can say. Hence it is called as planar. Similarly, we have got two which are axial. That is dx square y square. Now listen carefully here. This is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. Now this is x, this is y. Now x square y square. Now square y square means another x is overlapping upon it, another orbital x overlapping and y is overlapping. So if I draw another line here, will you come to know that I have drawn it, another line over it? No. If I draw 100 lines also over here, will you come to know? No. For that reason what we do is that x square y square. What I am doing? I am drawing two circles. These two circles represent, it is dx square y square. Understood what I said? Dx square y square means another x orbital overlap over x and y orbital overlap over y. So diagrammatically what I need to draw? I will draw another line. Suppose I will draw another line. Will you come to know? No. For that reason I am drawing two circles. Two circle means twice. It is alright, so it is x square y square. So it is lying over the axis you can say, and this is axial. Now next is dz square. So this is your z. This is z. Same thing, I'll draw two circles here. This is your z, so dz square. This one is. So this one is planar, axial. Alright, this is axial. This is also axial, this is also axial. You can see it lies on the axis. This is lying on the xy axis, this is lying on the z axis. We have got a particular name for this. It represents the shape of a nut, which is known as dog nut or donut. We can say that donut. We can say this particular, it represents the shape of a nut. The scientist has given this name that it represents a nut. So hence this particular orbital is also called as donut shape. D-O-U-G-H-N-U-T, donut shape. We can say that. So these are the shape of the 5D orbitals. That is dxy, dxz, dyz, which is planar, dx square y square and dz square, which is axial. Got it? So in this way we came to know about the number of orbitals, the shape of the orbitals, how to find it out, we came to know. And always remember that number of electrons in a particular orbital is always 2. Always 2, maximum. It can be 2, not more than that. It's not possible, I will tell you just now. Now, next is, if it is being asked that how many orbitals are present in a given shell, remember it. In a particular shell, how many orbitals are there? Because what I said you, inside the cells we are having subshells, inside the subshells we are having orbitals. So the formula is number of orbitals in a shell is equal to n square. So first shell, n is equal to 1, that is K shell, will have how many orbitals? That is n square. N square means 1. Yes, 1 orbital only. Just now I said no. When n is equal to 1, L is equal to 0, M is equal to 1. So 1 orbital. Similarly, second shell, n is equal to 2, K shell. So 2 square, that is how much? 2 square is 4 orbitals. So here 1 orbital, here it is 4 orbitals. Alright, how it is 4? Let us see. Already I have said it. See, n is equal to 2. L is equal to 0 and 1. 0 means S subshell. P means, what is that? 1 means P subshell. S subshell, how many orbitals? 1. Because what is the formula? M is equal to 2L plus 1. 2 into 0 plus 1, that is this. Here M is equal to 3. How? 2 into L plus 1. So L is what? 1. 2 into 1, 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So maximum number of, total number of orbitals, how much you got it? 4 or not? 1 plus 3. In this way, theoretically if you find it out, mechanically if you find it out, then also you get it 4. And by the help of formula also you get it 4. This is a shortcut formula that number of orbitals in a shell is 4. Alright, how many 4? How is 4? N is equal to 2, L can be 0, 1, S and P. So 0 means N is equal to 1. 1 means how many orbitals we can have? Just now I have drawn it, Px, Py, Pz. Isn't it? So it is nothing but 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4. In this way, if 3 cells, in third shell, what is the maximum number of orbitals? 9. 3 square is 9. In this way you can find it out. Clear? So this is about your orbitals, so to say. That is orbitals. So we discussed about principal quantum number, magnetic quantum numbers, azimuthal quantum number. Now we are going to come to the last quantum number, is your spin quantum number. Spin quantum number denoted by the letter S. Alright. Now where from we got the spin? See, when an electron revolves on its axis, revolves around the nucleus, not only it revolves but also it rotates around the axis. Just like this Earth, we can say Earth is revolving around the sun and rotating on its axis. Same thing. Here also same thing. And remember, these are all imaginary. Alright, just to explain the nature of quantum numbers, we can say that. Clear? This means spin by what I am saying. So electron is not only revolving around the nucleus, alright, and also it spins on its axis. So when it spins on its axis, it can spin in either clockwise direction or it can spin in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise, either clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So we can have two types of spins. One is clockwise, another is anti-clockwise. So hence I said, how many electrons are present in an orbital? 2. Why? Because one electron can spin in clockwise direction, other electron can spin in anti-clockwise direction. Can we have any other spin apart from that? Any can we have? Clockwise, anti-clockwise. You can say yes sir, we can have leg spin, off spin, dusra. We can have in cricket, alright, but not in chemistry. We can say that. Of course, both are starting with C. So in this way, what we can say that in this way we can have two spins. One is clockwise spin, another is anti-clockwise spin. Alright, for that reason again and again I am repeating, the number of electrons, maximum number of electrons in an orbital is 2. 2 it is, maximum number of electrons, orbital is 2. Only 2. For that reason, because we have got two type of spin. Clear? Now, next is this spin quantum number is represented in this way. Plus half. If it is clockwise, we will take plus half or minus half. You will say no sir, I will take anti-clockwise as plus half, clockwise as minus half. Done, no problem. This is a symbol I am saying. Don't ask me why it is half, why not 1 by 3, 1 by 4. No, it is symbol. For clockwise spin, if you are giving plus half, then anti-clockwise will be minus half. If clockwise is minus half, then anti-clockwise will be plus half. Anything you can take it. Or it can be one upward arrow or downward arrow. Or it can be this upward arrow and half arrow, upward, half arrow, downward. In any way you can represent it. Either you can do it this way or this way or this way. Anything. One is clockwise, another is anti-clockwise. We can say that. This is your spin quantum number, because when an electron is not only revolving around the nucleus but also at the same time spinning on its axis. So when it spins, it can either spin in clockwise direction or it can spin in anti-clockwise direction. Alright, so if it is spinning in clockwise, then we can have this. If it's spinning in anti-clockwise, we can have this, or any other you can take it. It's up to you. There is no hard and fast rule is there that this has to be clockwise, this has to be anti-clockwise, nothing such. Now what we'll do with this spin quantum number? What we'll do? Like principal quantum number, okay, about the shells. Azimuthal quantum number, the subshells. Magnetic quantum number, about the orbitals. What about the spin quantum number? You will study in higher classes. By the spin, you can say the magnetic property of a substance. You can justify, you can determine the magnetic property of a substance. There are 5 magnetic properties. You might have studied in lower classes. Paramagnetic, diamagnetic, ferromagnetic, antiferro and ferrimagnetic. You might have heard 3, para, ferro and dia, but 2 more is being added, antiferro and ferri. These are the magnetic properties of a substance which you can explain by the help of spin quantum number, which you will be studying in higher classes about it. Alright, now I can tell you a little bit about it. Ferromagnetic substances means those substances which are strongly attracted by a magnet even in the absence of magnetic field. Suppose external magnet is not there, but still then it behaves as a strong magnet, a permanent magnet. That is called as ferromagnetic substances. Paramagnetic substances means they are weakly attracted by magnet, paramagnetic substances. Diamagnetic substances means they are weakly repelled by a magnet, repelled, not attracted, repelled. So diamagnetic substances are weakly repelled by magnet, paramagnetic substances are weakly attracted by magnet, and ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted by magnet because they behave as a permanent magnet. So this we can explain it on the basis of spin quantum number, but I will not be able to explain it now because you will not be understanding it. Or if once you read the electronic configuration and all those things, then only you will be able to understand it. Hence it is there in your higher classes. About the spin quantum number details you will be studying in a chapter on a solid state. In there you will be studying about the magnetic properties of solids. Under that you will be studying, this is the 5 magnetic properties: paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, diamagnetic, antiferro and ferro. So spin quantum number defines, determines, justifies, whatever you can say, the magnetic properties of a particular substance. We can say that. So this is all about your quantum numbers. I hope you understood. That is principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number, spin quantum number. See these videos, see these AVs repeatedly. But these are very, very important. Thank you.